What's up guys, welcome to my 15th After Effects tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be going over a couple tools. The first tool I want to go over is something called the slip tool, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but I got a whole bunch of new clips that I'm going to be working with. These are just clips, just random clips. You can use any short movies or anything. Let me just start out with this one. Just my friend reading a ticket or something. And what the slip tool does is take your clip right here, which is this whole little blue bar is my movie, and it allows you to adjust in and out points. And if you don't know what that means, I'm going to show you what it means. Say you edited your clip so it's in your timeline just how you like it. Now as you can see, whenever we edit our clip, we After Effects shows you, even though it's not showing the movie, it shows you the ends of the clips just so you can see how long it is. So what the slip tool does is allow you to keep your clip in the same location but move the time. So say you edited this clip, you already put a bunch of keyframes in, but you're like, alright, instead of my friend reading this ticket right now, I want him to be talking right now. So all you have to do is, instead of moving all this around like this, what you have to do is go hover over the light part, and remember, the dark parts are the parts that are showing. Whenever it's in the light part, it's a blank. Hover over a light part and slide it. And as you can see, the in and the out points are changing. And although your clip doesn't change position, you're allowed to change the time and therefore the scene of the clip. So this is a very useful tool whenever you got everything laid out and all your keyframes situated, but then you go back and you're like, alright, I got everything just how it is, but I just want to change this a little bit. So there's one useful way to use a slip tool. Another thing that you can do, let me go ahead and fix this. Another thing that you can do is split layers. Now, this is pretty much exactly like it sounds. Say you got one layer, but you want to split it in two. So, see my friend's reading a ticket right now, and now he's talking. Move your current time indicator right in between those places, and then you want to go up to edit, and then after you want to go to split, wherever that is. Here it is. Edit split layer. And now, as you can see, you got two different layers that you can work with. You got your layer where he's reading the ticket that you can apply keyframes to or animate however you want. And then you got a whole different another layer where he's talking. So this is how you can animate the same scene, split it up so you're not messing with the other part. This is going to come in use a lot later. And the last tool I want to, actually the last two tools I want to go over you guys with is the overlay and ripple tool. And these pretty much kind of act just like they sound. Say you got, this is actually we made these two dance clips, and say we wanted to add a clip right in between them. To do this, we will need a tool called the ripple tool. So go ahead and get a scene. This is an entirely new scene. And down here on the bottom right, these are the overlay and ripple tool. The overlay is the little arrow that's overlaying the gray thing. And the ripple tool is a little ripple tool. Well, that makes no sense, but you know what I mean. What the ripple tool does is pretty much take this scene and squeeze it in between your two clips wherever the current time indicator is. So as you can see, if I press this, now we have this first dance clip. The ripple tool squeezed this movie in between, and then we have our last dance clip. So instead of what was touching here and here, we now have this new robot scene in between. And what overlay does is a lot different than that. It pretty much says, alright, wherever your current time indicator is, That's where I'm gonna start. I don't care what's below me. I'm gonna lay my movie right on top of it. So as you can see, this doesn't try to squeeze in between or anything. It just pretty much lays on top and takes justice over any scenes that were below it. So again, the ripple tool squeezes it in and doesn't mess with any of your other clips. The overlay pretty much is like a blanket and lays the new clip on top of your old ones. So that new scene is the only one you're going to get to see. So the best way that you can actually learn these tools, is just work with them for like 5 seconds each, and once you do, you'll get the hang of it. So if I sound like a little confusing, it is confusing trying to explain them, but work with them, and after you work with them for like 3 seconds, then you'll pretty much be an expert on them all. So that's all the boring stuff we had to learn for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, I promise it'll be more exciting. So thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. What's up, everyone? Welcome to your 16th After Effects tutorial. And in this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys about something called blending modes. Now what a blending mode does is pretty much take whatever scene that you're working on and it blends it with any of the layers under it. So it might be kind of hard to understand, so I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Right here we have the I believe this is the, let me see. Alright, this is the robot scene, since he's doing the robot. And what I'm going to want to do is blend this with another layer under it. So the first thing that I'm going to need to do is drag out another scene called panorama. And let me just move this so you can see both layers at the same time. Now I want to get my robot scene on top, so I'm going to want to grab it and just drag it right on top like that. Now whenever you apply a blending mode, it's going to blend it with any layer under it. So if you applied any blending mode to this scene, since it's the first layer, it's not going to do anything. You need to have layers under it for it to work. So go ahead and select your scene that's on top. And to see all the blending modes, you can do this a couple of ways. The first thing you can do is press F4 on your keyboard, and as you see, as you press F4, this little mode bar toggles on and off. You can also right click and press columns and modes. This will also bring it up without getting rid of anything else. So now that we have our modes, and remember, you want to work with the topmost layer. Anything you apply to the bottommost won't show up at all. You can apply a bunch of different modes. If you click that little arrow, you can see all of the modes on here. Instead of just going through these all of these effects, I'm just gonna show you guys what a couple of them do. Actually, the best way is just to test them all out for yourself. And as you can see, I chose the multiply mode for this one, and what this does is kind of blends these two layers together, and each of these different modes brings out different effects. Like darken brings out the darkened pixels, lighting brings out the lighter pixels, overlay, these are the ones who blends it together. These are the ones who really give you some nice contrast as hard mix and vivid light and classic difference and stuff like that. So as you can see, whenever we apply a blending mode, the portion of the layer that's over the top layer blends with the bottom layers, and it gives you a really cool effect. Let me show you guys. This is classic. I'll show you guys color. This gives it a new color. And another neat thing that you can do is you can, let me go ahead and get rid of the panorama. You can also apply solids under these. And how you get a solid, I already have one right here, but if you want a solid color, all you have to do is go layer, let me deselect that, layer, new, solid. And this is going to allow you to get a solid color of video. And if you're saying, alright, why is that useful? I'll show you. I got a red solid I already made right here. And let me just put this behind by dragging this robot scene on top. And now you can see that our layer is on top with red underneath. And the cool effect that we can apply to this is hard mix. So let me go ahead and apply hard mix. And if you watch the video, it now gives you a cool effect just by using a solid color. So again, that's one way that you can use a solid color to create some cool video effects. It doesn't always have to be two different scenes. You can also use this with scenes, solid colors, text, anything like that. So again, what you're gonna want to mostly do is just experiment with all of these. I could go through each of them all telling you what they do, but that'll take forever and it'll get boring. So just experiment, have fun, and once you experiment with those and you feel comfortable with using blending modes, you're ready to move on to my next tutorial. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.